So many times we say to ourselves we want to lose weight or wonder if life would be better if we had either a new car or a new job. Maybe this idea that I just can't do this anymore enters our mind. Sound familiar? There's many things that we can do to change our circumstances. We can quit our job. We can put the house up for sale and move to a new location. We could end a relationship. One of the things that I found out throughout my career as a counselor and a social worker is that I could go ahead and move across the country, but one of the things that I know that happens is that I'm going to go wherever I go. And I know that sounds like pretty obvious, Kevin, but the reality is that if I don't change my thinking, what has really changed? I may be able to change my behavior for a certain amount of time, but if I don't actually change my thinking, many times it's like white knuckling it through. Individuals come to either myself or my other therapist, and they ask that they want to change something, and we refer that to as counseling. That they come because they want the circumstances to change. They want to feel different. And we can go through a handful of different exercises and conversations and breaking things down to how we can look at things differently. But then there are individuals that come in and they want to do therapy. And what we refer to as therapy is an individual comes and wants to go through the transformational process. Now, most individuals, even if they do want to transform, they come in articulating that it's counseling, because that's where we start. We start by wanting to change some type of thing in our situation, change some type of behavior. But transformation is a little bit different. I looked up what the definition was, and transformation is a thorough and dramatic change in form or appearance. I also think of transformation as being a metamorphosis, going from a caterpillar to a butterfly, or the ugly duckling into the beautiful swan. This idea of transformation is more than just changing our behaviors. The behavior part is essential, because if we continue the behaviors, it may interfere with our ability to change our thinking, because we stay in that old habit. So first we have to arrest that chosen behavior, and then we have to start instituting how we can possibly look at our thinking different. How do we change our perspective? For example, the difference between dieting and exercising versus a healthy lifestyle. A person just stopping a mood-altering substance, stopping drinking, what we refer to sometimes as a dry drunk, versus living a life of recovery and going through the process of not only changing the behavior of drinking or changing the behavior and habits of eating poorly, but moving into seeing food differently, having a different relationship with food and exercise, and then having this way of looking at how do I manage my moods differently. For us, on this journey of transformation, first we have to identify what is the fear of this change. As we identify what that fear is and what that fear and the hold that fear has, as we identify what that is, as we share that with another person, as we then start building a different perspective around that and how I can do life, there will be a sense in experimenting with that, a sense of freedom that comes with that. And that sense of freedom that we get by doing life differently, then will have a contagious effect. We'll want more of that. And as we want more of that, then we'll start seeing it carry over to other aspects of our life. And that'll be where we see the full transformational experience happen. But as we know, that it won't be just with one thing. we will come into a place where we change and transform into this new being, and then over time that will become our old skin, and then we'll have to shed that again, and we'll have to then go through the same process again so that we can continue growing. As we grow, we will continue to transform it throughout our life. I guess the question that I'd like to ask you is, will you choose to transform versus just change?